Hi guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Give me +1 if we're doing good, if we're doing well. Also, if we're doing good. Are we shorting gold today? We're trading anything we want, my friend. We are in the mercenary business. We don't go short or long. We just make sure the trade is on the right side of the market. We don't care if we're short or long. We just want to be right. So ask me in 10 minutes, and I'll tell you which trade we're going to go. So today is all Apex day, last day of 90% discount. Do not miss it. We're going to buy a couple of Apex accounts today. Try to get funded. We're going to try to get funded in a couple of different ways. We're going to do the straddles. We'll do single trade direction, and we'll also trade funded accounts. Right now, I'm just going to trade a little bit of funded accounts to get ourselves in play. I'm going to trade just one of my funded accounts and try to just really trade only the setups. There's 3 setups that I've been trading. Last night we traded them really well in Asia. We're going to do the same thing here in New York. These are the simplest, easiest setups to do. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And everybody's coming into the room. I'll go through all of this, and I'll hang with you guys till probably 11 o'clock today because I really, want to trade hard. Also, tonight, we're going to trade futures in Asia. It's going to be an all Apex day in honor of the fact that this is the last day of the 90% sale. So go out there, go get the discounts. I pinned the link to the chat. So the link is right there, or you can QR the code right then and there, and use BK Safe to get 90% off. We'll go buy a few accounts. As a matter of fact, you know what? While the market is kind of setting itself up, let's go buy a few accounts. Hang on a second. Let me just organize myself. All right. Let's see. No hire, no fire labor market. Let's just see what the news is. Okay. Nothing much moving. Okay, here we're going to go. Let me show you how we're going to get our Apex accounts. Apex Trader Funding, 90% off. We're going to log in. I'm going to log into my own account. Let me get my authenticator code. (093-175) (093-175). Okay, I'm going to buy 2 trade of 8s, but I think I'm going to. I'll see if I want to straddle them or if I want to trade them one at a time. Last night I just traded directionally, and it took me 2 trades to get funded. Basically about 10 minutes. I'll show you how I did this using the exact same techniques that we're trading for all of our funded accounts. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Now I'm going to take, make sure you use the word BK Safe. Now I'm going to take this off screen so that you guys don't see my credit card number for the 50th time in a row. I'm going to buy it. Oh, what did I buy? I bought the 25,000. That's what I like, buying the 25,000s because let's do it one more time. Let me show you. So I bought 25,000 because it's only $18. And I really like running the 25,000s, both to target and to, it's all up to you. You can buy the 50s. Sorry, you want to click both of these, top and bottom. I always forget. BK Save. And we'll buy some more a little bit later in the show, but I just want to start by getting the accounts. Okay, one more time. So again, it's just $18, really cheap. And I'm going to get myself, the reason I'm doing it now is because it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to set up these accounts. All right, here we go. We're all bought, all good to go. And I'm back in business. And now we might have a setup. So perfect. While these accounts are getting themselves set up, I'm going to tell you the first setup of the day that I want to do. This is my bread and butter setup. This is the one I actually want to use for one shot, one kill eval funding accounts, which is what we call the turn to trend. And a turn to trend is super, super simple, although right now it's missing one key element, which is slope. Turn to trend basically has three components. We have short-term over long-term, so positive trend. The general trend is positive. That means, we want to be going long. Then we have a little bit of a sell-off, and what we're looking for is the following combo. We're not even looking for dots in this case. This is a combo of just candles. We're looking for red, two greens. Sell-off, two greens. Two greens tell us it's a turn back to trend. However, this is a huge however, it needs to be done against a green slope. I want the short-term moving average to be angling up, sloping up, and I want two consecutive green candles on a return, meaning that the trend has resumed. That's the signal for trend resumption. So we didn't get trend resumption, no trades. We just sit here, wait patiently, and let it play out right now as a trade. Good morning, Shafe. Good morning, Bradbury. Do you need to trade? What do you need to do to trade to pass 300K accounts? Sorry, you mean like how much do you need to make? You just have to go to the 300K and see their terms of trade. Remember, anything above, the reason why I like trading 25s, right? Just think about this, guys. Like, here's a question to the group. Is it better to trade one $250,000 account or 10 $25,000 accounts? Oh, contract size? For 300,000, you probably could. Well, with gold, you really want to trade, I don't know, honestly, 3 or 4 micros. I mean, each micro, like, it's a $300-400 move on 3 or 4 micros. It's $100 per micro move, right? So I would say 3 or 4 micros, no more. 1025s, correct, Shafe. The answer is why? Because at 25s, the risk reward is exactly 1-to-1, 1500 to 1500, right? Whereas when you get to the 250s, 300, it's literally 1-to-3. You got to make 3 against 1 drawdown to be able to get funded. It becomes the more money you go for, the more skewed you get. You've been trading too big. Well, okay, Lee, are you asking me NQs or are you asking me GCs? Because NQs you could trade the big ones. If you're trading the GCs, then no. I think the GCs are just so huge that it's even if you trade one GC, one big mini, you're going to get lots of vol. Now we will trade 2 GCs to get funded, but that's like a one trade. You're either done or you die. Yeah, you've blown. So yeah, you're trading way too big. Of course. Oh, fuck yes. I mean, if you're blowing accounts on GCs, of course. Now, I mean, if you're asking me about funded, you have $300,000 funded, you should be trading like 2 or 3 micros and just simply, take your sweet time. Because, gold is a $5,000 move on a big contract in 1 minute. And it's way too big. Yeah. And also why, the other thing is, this is my whole point. Why trade the hard evals when the easy evals are right there for the taking? Okay. So here's 1 out of the 3 type of setups that I like to do. This is not as high a probability as my turn to trend, but this is where basically negative trend, positive dot. This is kind of a quick reversal trade. I'm going to take this with a natural stop around here, 21 seconds, assuming this thing holds, and look for a little bit, just a little bit pop higher on this against this natural stop. The reason why obviously I love trade reversals because we have natural stops on here, meaning that, okay, so I'm in here. I'm going to bring myself probably just to really pretty quick take back and stay here. on the move. I wish this wouldn't have like risen so much, but it did take a little bit higher. So let's see if this is going to just give me a quick trade up. Oh, wait, shit. Oh, man, fuck. I'm on the wrong side. God damn it. I'm on the wrong side. I was, that should have been a long. I'm sorry, guys. Fuck. I'm sorry. I hit the sell button instead of, okay. Well, at least you realize right away you did something wrong. You get out. I am gonna take only setups in this account. In other words, I'm not gonna this idea would have actually worked had I been on the long side. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. You know what? I'm gonna try to take this from here to here because it's still a legit trade against this stop. Just a small scalp. Let's see if I can make it. Okay, good. So I want to show you the actual structure. The idea here is we have a buy dot in a down market, very, very quick V-shaped scalp. Do we get the V-shape? I did get the V-shape over here, but that's it. You know, that's all you really want to do on this move. Need more caffeine? No, I'm just, because I'm looking at 3 different screens. You guys, there's no excuse. I fucked up. Okay, I don't want to go into like, you guys are going to ask me questions, and I'm, obviously not going to focus as much as I want to. As always, we do as I say, not as I do in this stream, because I'm going to fuck up a lot because I'm looking at what you guys are doing and trying to focus on the screens and everything else. It's funny. I was I was watching Big Daddy trade, and he was talking about the exact same thing. That when you're trading live with the audience is kind of like the love the audience, but the audience is also obviously a big distraction to the focus, and you tend to sometimes mess up. But that's the point for you guys is to learn the setup. I can do this all day, every day, 100 times a day. So this is the setup, right? We have a downtrend. We effectively a downtrend. Buy button in here. Buy button in here. Stop over here. That's it. It's just very, very clear. The reason why I love trading reversals is because we have an incredibly clear, definitive stop level. So if I wanted to be very clean and clear here, stop level will be right here, right? And this actually worked out nice. I just didn't have the patience to do this. Okay, so what's going on here? We're still negative trend, still bullshit, still blah 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 blah. Nothing really going on in gold to make me want to trade another trade. Let me see if they made my accounts yet. Hang on a second. Let me see if they made my accounts yet. Because I'm going to try and do something interesting with you guys. Did they make my accounts? Yeah, they made my 2 accounts. Okay, so let's go. We're going to go in here. We're going to log out. Going to log back in. Okay. Still in this account and stay here. Okay. You could use the VU app. Yeah, my friend Austin used the VU app. You can do whatever you want. I keep it incredibly simple. None of this gives me any marginal value because what I'm trading is very short-term, highly focused change of movements in the price. What I absolutely love, this is what I live for this. I need this. I live for this because anytime I have these swings, I have natural stops, natural targets. It just, it's super easy for me to make money. Super, super easy. What I absolutely hate is when the price action is like this. When the price action just has very small swings, I die. And that's when you want to just basically not trade anything. But if I have these kind of setups, I'm guaranteed to make money in my setups. So trend, again, gold is doing its typical, seemingly new trend of dicking around at the 9 o'clock hour, where the 200 and the 8 are super, super tight, super tight. This is exactly what we don't want. We want nice, big moving average separation. So we'll switch to NAS, which is actually like a really nice, easy swinging trade for scalping for me, because it's nowhere near as volatile. And see what it wants to do. So NAS is actually okay. So here's a good. I mean, it's 15 minutes to the open, so not my favorite time, but the classic trade I love to do is what we call turn to trend. So overall trend is negative, right? 8 below 200. Short-term trend right now, minor little positive. But what if we get a green, red, and the slope starts to angle down? The slope starts to get red. Then we have a very legitimate trade to the downside. The only thing that sort of hesitates here is the fact that we're just angling the double bottom here. But from here to here, depending where we're at, might be a good trade. The other thing that's also setting up, which is our true bread and butter trade, is this is session lows. If we get a red dot through session lows, that's what we call the jackhammer trade, because it basically hammers the lows, puts a hole in the bottom. We love that trade. So that's our pure momentum trade. Right now, I have no trade in NAS because the slope is not red yet. However, as I'm talking, you can see the slope starting to turn red. So now, if this candle, I just need this candle to stay red. I don't even need a red dot. I just need it to stay red underneath the slope. I'm gonna go short NAS with a stop over here, natural stop over here. If I can just get this organized, we'll see. We'll see if NAS wants to hold against me. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a NAS trade here with you guys if it materializes, and it doesn't. See, the slope goes green, trade goes green, and that's why that's why we let the indicator speak to us. The risk reward really is a matter of size. It's not a matter of reward, honestly, Wally. It's a matter of size. If you stay at 1 micro, if you absolutely never go beyond 2 micros in your PA, you'll survive, and you will do okay. I literally am convinced that risk reward is a matter of size, not a matter of profit target and stops. I mean, within reason. You obviously, I'm not talking about like being an idiot and saying I have 100-point stop against a 1-point target. No, I mean, that's stupid. But let's say if you're within, let's say 1 to 3, if you're 1 to 3, in other words, negative, you lose 3 for every one you win, but you're just trading 1 micros, you will survive, and the frequency of wins will actually put you positive. I've really become convinced of this, as I have basically every blown account I've had was not a function of win reward, but was a function of size. Okay, so now I have the 2 reds, right? Now I have the NAS setting up. Thank you, Wally. Wally agrees. Wally's got a lot of big accounts that he's running. So, okay, so we are looking now, 2 reds. This is a setup for me. It's going to be against this natural high over here. So I'm waiting for the candle to close, because we gotta actually confirm that this is a 2 red setup, which of course it may not, because hey, it's fucking NASDAQ and it wants to tease the hell out of you. 8, 9, 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to move this target over here, and we're going to put our stops right above this natural stop, and we'll see if we get any kind of continuity on NAS here. And we're done. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's 1 minute every 10 minutes. That's my ideal trading environment. One trade every 10 minutes, nice high probability, click it, wick it, take it, get out of it. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold is still dicking around. Gold, as long as this SMA is stuck to this SMA, like, what's the expression? Oh man, what is that expression in the South? Oh, like flint on rice or whatever the fuck it is. You know, Southerners always have the greatest expressions. Anyways, as long as they're stuck to each other like glue. No, but there's like an expression. It's like, you know, I forgot. No, Kathy's not going to join us today. We're trading futures, man. Kathy only trades Forex. I forget, whatever. There's like a colloquial expression. Anyways, the point is, as long as they're like stuck together like glue, we're not interested. White on rice. That's it. There you go. Like white on rice, which I have no idea what the fuck that means. There's just all these Southern expressions that Northerners have no clue, but I guess it makes sense. White on rice. White on rice. That's right. So long as the 8 is against the 200 is white on rices, we're not trading it. So nothing much going on over here. We got 7 minutes to the open. We're gonna have fun with Nasdaq. But what I was going to tell you, okay, so Nasdaq's actually bouncing back, right? Interesting. So Nas is bouncing back. Well, I'm going to do something fun with Nas today. We'll see if it works. Well, Renetta, we used to trade 2 minute, but the 1 minute gives us quicker signals, and these particular setups are optimal for the 1 minute. Like, you know, like you see, you know, we make our money in 1 minute on a 1 minute trade usually, and the idea is that in a good two-way market, we should have between 3 to 6 trades per instrument per hour. So you have like lots of opportunities to scalp away and make good trades. But what I was going to say is, let's see if today we get the bullshit candle. What I mean by the bullshit candle is Nasdaq is going to open 930, and whichever way it rips, like it's going to rip 30, 40, 50 points, on the close of that candle, we're going to go the opposite way and just have fun with it and see if the fade works. Because almost every single day, they rug pull the first candle, whatever direction of the first candle is, they kind of rug pull this. Very rarely do we get, you know, pure continuation for 2 minutes, because there's an imbalance of orders, and I think they try to satisfy all the orders in the first minute, and in the moment all those orders are filled, they take it right back to get the inventory back from the market makers. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll give it a shot this time. That's not part of my setup, but it's just fun. I don't have any problems with my trade evade. Anybody else having problems? My trade evade is working fine. The bullshit candle, right? That's my favorite. That's my term for it. Or if you want to be a little bit more polite, the rug pull candle. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Nice to see everybody coming into the room today. Oh, people can't get it. You guys, some people are having problems with their trade evade. I am okay so far. Switch over to wealth charts if you're having problems. I'm gonna. What's going on with my wealth charts here? Come on, baby. Oh, my well charts is just all over the place here. Okay, so we're on my well charts too, but we're going to trade Tradingview right now for now. Good morning, Otter. Nice to see you. Oh, everybody getting internal server error. Really? I'm okay so far. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because I really don't want to have to get stuck. All right, what do we got here? 8:26, 4 minutes to the open. We're looking at NAS. We're going to rotate to gold just to see what gold is doing. But itself, gold is finally starting to peel itself away from the moving averages, which is what we like. We want to see separation of moving averages. So that means we have volatility in the market. We have movement in the market. Gold is actually setting itself up for the trade that I like, which is session lows on a red dot. If this stays like this, we're gonna sell this. We're gonna trade this trade. This is like the clean, clear momentum jackhammer trade. They're taking out the 550. Let's see how well it's trading. 20 seconds in. Let's see if this is gonna extend its move. They're obviously testing the 550 here, but now they're taking it back and that dot goes away. And that's a perfect example of how the dots keep us on the right side of the market. They bought the bottom and now there's no more momentum. And so we have no signal, which means we don't take the trade, which is perfect. We don't get into an unnecessarily useless trade. Okay, I got 1 minute to go. Here we go. Let's have fun with NAS. NAS opens up at 9:30. We're gonna look the 9:30 candle. Let's hope it's volatile, because if 9:30 candle is not volatile, then it's not worth it. But if it's like a if it's like a what do you call it, 30, 40 point candle, then yeah, we want to fade it. All right, 1 more minute left to the open. Three, two, 1. 9:29. Actually, 2 more minutes. I'm wrong. It's 9:29. We're looking for the 9:30 open. It's going to be the 9:31 candle that we're going to try and trade, assuming we get some kind of big movement on the open. Gold bounces back off to 550, trading 558 right now. Having a good time. Anybody else trading Tradingview? You guys are okay? I'm so far okay on Tradingview. Let me know if you guys are good on Tradingview. All right, 10 seconds to the 9:30 open. Let's see if NAS wants to do anything today, or it's just going to be a limpy little open. All right, here we go. Big, big dump. Big, big dump. Big, big dump. Big, big dump. 80 to 40. 40-point dump. Let's see what it wants to do. $36 seconds. Big, big dump, session lows. Now, typically, this is a trade we love to short, right? But right now, I'm just going to really play around with this whole idea of fading this move. 22 seconds left. 19 seconds left. There's a lot of sellers. They're trying to satisfy this, the sell motion. 8, 9 seconds left. All right, I'm going to get long here. And nope, we got continuity. And I got killed on this continuity. Okay, that's fine because it was really session lows. It was really, I just wanted to give it a try to see if I could fade the move. Very, very tiny little click here, but that's fine. So actually, NAS is doing our favorite trade, which is the jackhammer trade through the session lows. That means there's a lot of selling to be done. We're going to stay on here and go the short way. Assuming this dot holds, we're going to give ourselves a little bit more. We're going to trade one more chance for continuity. 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell. Oh, I got internal error also, but I got it done. My trade got done here, guys. I got an internal error, but my trade got done. So I don't know what's going on. My trading so far is good. Like I can show this to you. You can see the execution happen, right? I sold the 12s, whatever the hell it was. I sold the 80s and I bought the 58s. So that did work. I just don't. For me, it worked. So I am getting an internal error, but my trades are working. So we'll see how it works. Have you guys tried to log in, log out? What happens if you log in, log out? All right, I'm going to try another trade here with NAS. Let me go to settings, just take out the execution marks so we're not, because assuming that this still stays here, this is the reversal trade. This is the white dot, assuming the white dot holds against this natural stop for this. Oh, wow. People are just, everybody's saying Tradingview is really glitching, huh? All right. Let me see if mine is glitching too. Now it looks like it may be totally glitching. If it is, we'll just switch over to wealth charts. That's the beauty of Apex. We can always get wealth charts. And we can trade that. Oh, gold is down big time, right? Where's gold? Look at gold, guys. Gold through the 550s. Now we have that big, beautiful separation. Now we can really, really trade trend nicely. Let's see what Tradingview is saying. Yeah. Looks like Tradingview is also, everybody seems to be having issues with this. Okay, I guess we better switch over to wealth charts so that we don't fuck around. Oh, come on. God, I freaking hate this. The only thing I hate is, okay, you know what? I'm going to log out of wealth charts. I need to freaking, I hate the resets. Okay, come on, baby. All right, I'm in wealth charts. We're in gold. I'm going to clean up this this whole look so we have absolutely nothing on the charts, but just dots. Okay, here we go. Okay, no setups on gold for us right now. And we do have a setup on NASDAQ. This white dot, we're going to trade this. We're going to trade this. Where am I? 100, 200, that's fine. We're just going to trade. Ooh, big move. Holy shit. Big move on NAS. It's a really, really big move. So I'm going to try and put this over here. The natural stop is really, really high up against me. So I'm going to actually just try to see if I can get out very quickly. There we go. Nice quick scalp on NASDAQ, only because the natural stop was so freaking huge that, I really would have. This is another thing that you kind of want to keep in mind when you're trading, trading on the scalping business. Stop would have been 61 against 45, literally like 100 points, right? 100-point stop. So you would have needed 30-point movement in NASDAQ just to get yourself done. That's a really, really big stop. There's only two things you can do in the heat of the battle when that's happening. Either not take the trade because this is just incredibly big volatile candle, or take a very, very short scalp so that your risk reward stays relatively tight. Just take a very, very quick scalp, because if you're going to hang around and wait for a 30-40 point move to pay off against this very big risk, you could endanger the whole risk position. So I prefer just take really, really quick stops on this. Bottom line is, we are negative trend, right? Negative trend, and in NASDAQ, we had a reversal move in NAS, but the setup that we're all going to be looking for now is a return back to trend. A return back to trend would put us 2 red candles underneath this red slope. If we get that, we're going to be able to short it again. If this thing completely reverses itself, tries to recapture the torn SMA, then we're going to trade the uptrend. As I said, we're very mercenary. We don't care where the price goes. We just want to be right on the direction once we're in it. All right, so I'm not even logging out. I'm on, I'm keeping my trade of 8 open, but it's clear there's glitches, so we're just going to trade well charts. So you saw this was just on a well charts. Boom, boom. This is this was the entry exit move on well charts, because that's the money trade. Now, nothing much to do on NASDAQ. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold is making fresh session lows. We really need to be taking this trade. 5,000, we're going to take this trade. 17 seconds, we're going to take this trade. This is the jackhammer trade. Session lows against the session. Assuming the red dot stays, we are going to just wait patiently and take this trade. All right, we short this trade against this natural stop, and I'm going to just put myself over here, see if we can get this done on the move. And we're done. Another quick, clean hit, right? Could have done more. Yes, you could have always done more. You could have pressed for larger P&L. Again, I'm trading for accuracy. You can trade for size. It's up to you personally how you want to do it. But markets are super fast. I didn't want to have a retrace. You could easily have a retrace up. The true natural risk, the true proper risk, would have been to put the stop over here. But that would have been literally a 40-point risk. And since I'm not willing to take a 40-point risk, I'm only willing to take like a 20-point risk. I'm going to take a very, very quick target to make sure that I get it done. So this one got done nicely. We are back in business. Now the only thing for me to watch is if we get a reversal move in NASDAQ. Meantime, we'll switch over to NASDAQ and see what we want to do. Is everybody traded and then moved over to wealth charts now? While they're working on the on the trade of 8 problem. Let me just see if the Apex Discord has anything on it. Not yet. But let's see what Tradify said. Yeah, they just, they're saying that they know there's a problem, but they're just communicating with them. All right, here we go back to NAS. So what do we want out of NAS? We want a red slope. We don't have a red slope. We don't have a turn to trend trade. Watching NAS. I wasn't wrong about the fact this was a bullshit candle. It's just that it took 2 candles to recover, right? Anyways, Wally, Wally asked a really, really, I think, intelligent question, which this is the first time I've actually really answered it in, I think, the proper way, which is he asked, what's the proper risk reward for trading? And the answer, again, to reaffirm to everybody who's joining new, is the risk. You're looking at the wrong place of the risk reward. I mean, within reason, let's just put it this way. You don't want to trade with more than one to 3 negative risk reward, right? If you're scalping, that's the maximum you want to kind of, in other words, you win 1, lose 3. That's the maximum ratio you want to give yourself. That's it. Beyond that, you're an idiot. But you obviously don't want to, risk 100 to make 1, because that's a losing proposition. But within 1 to 3, you actually could be positive. And if you're anywhere like 1 to 2 on an 80-85% hit rate like I have, you're way positive. So that's relatively reasonable. But that's not where the risk reward ratio lies. That's not where your risk parameters lie. They really lie actually with size, not ratios. And that's where you have the greatest amount of control to survive. So my argument is, especially now in the markets that we have, you should never be trading with more than 2. You should be starting with just 1 micro, especially in gold, which moves 100 points a minute on a micro, $10, $10, 100 points a minute. And never, doesn't matter how much you want to, get larger than 2. If you can do that and stay within that kind of reasonable ratio, you're almost guaranteed not to lose your account. You may have a couple of bad days. You may burn yourself a little bit, but you will survive. And the fact, the way we trade, where we trade through multiple accounts, almost by definition, many of your accounts will be naturally positive. Like today, I have 10 accounts, 9 out of 10 are positive, and one of them that's negative, and I'm just basically going to try to nurse it back up to green by doing this way. No, negative risk reward is not recommended. It's just that if you're scalping, if you're doing what we're doing, which is short-term trading, you have to trade that with high accuracy. I trade my trades high accuracy, negative risk reward. You can trade your trades with a big risk reward, low accuracy. Regardless of how you do it, that's really not the thing you want to be focusing on. You can tweak those things left and right, good and bad, but where you're really going to win or lose is on your sizing, because size is everything. Because this is a game of mistakes, and the only mistake that's unforgiven is size, right? Ask anybody in this room, and they'll tell you that the reason they blew up the account was because they were too large. There is not a single person in this room that blew up an account on a 1 micro lot position. I got a trade here, guys. So we got a trade: negative trend, negative slope, 2 reds, right? So we're gonna just wait patiently here for the account. Let me see what I want to put this into. Maybe I'll put this into the 23 account. I'll rotate my accounts. These are all funded accounts, so I want to rotate them, cleanly. So I'm going to sell market here. This is my natural stop. I'm going to try and come back up here, see if we can get this done on a move. So the natural stop is 2 candles back. You can see that, you know, that's the beauty of trading these structures. You have natural stops, meaning that they are chart-driven stops, where it's the most. If you get hit there, you're almost wrong. You're guaranteed to be wrong. So it's not just kind of a random stop. That's what I mean about it. What's this from at 23? You can just kind of watch me. I'm at 304, I guess. You see the ladder is really, really fast moving, right? So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at. We'll give it a few minutes, see how the trade works. Let's see where gold is trading. Gold is trading off the bottom, and it's actually giving us a possible long trade if this green button holds, green dot holds. So we're going to rotate to another account, to the 41 account, and see if we get a signal in this. So far we don't. It's kind of barely holding on. This would be the natural stop against this. Yeah, we got it. Oops, that was very quick on gold. Let's move this up here. Let's see if we can get the gold done. Come on, move it. Okay. So this is really fast, a little bit of slippage. I wish I would have come in here on gold, but let's see if I can just get this done right now. Come on, move it. There we go. We're done on gold. How's the other account doing? Was it 23? And we go to MNQ. Looks like we got stopped on that one. All right, that's fine. We got clipped on that one. Legitimate clip. This was a turn to trend that we didn't have trend continuation. And this, by the way, very typical of NASDAQ because it's just simply chopping around, right? So NASDAQ is kind of very much chopping around right now. So we will let it be. The gold trade was, remember I said gold, we were waiting for gold to really create a separation. Once we have a separation, the reaction continuation is a great sequence. We're always reacting off of volatility. We want volatility, and then the only question is, do we fade volatility? It means we go against volatility, or do we trade continuation volatility? That's really the key to good scalping. That's why when the moving averages are flat like this, we have nothing to do. Once we get this big separation, it becomes super easy to trade to the downside and then trade counter side, right? Now for gold, we just sit there, hang out, and see if we can get a turn back to trend. Is gold going to V-shape itself? If it does, we let it go. And if it doesn't, we're going to just trade the return back to the 5,000 level. And then let's see what NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ just chopped us out. NASDAQ is doing its usual torture thing, which is like, let me take you out of the stop, and then I will return back to the scene of the crime. which is okay. So here, first of two, right? One, if I have a secondary, we're going to go back to short because it's, again, legit sell structure. We're negative trend, negative slope, 2 red candles in a row, returning back to trend. We hopefully can target it, to the downside. Let's see if NASDAQ cooperates. Trading is down, I think. We're trading well charts. 14 seconds left. Let's see if this candle stays red. All right. We're going to go short here. Now, the natural stop is actually very big against here, right? So kind of sucks, but let's see if we can move this over. It's a big candle, 57. It's like a 50-point candle. These are just huge candles in NASDAQ that are fucking us. But let's see if this comes down and gives us a choice to trade out. All right, we're moving. I'm going to move this up and get myself down. Good. All right, we got out of this trade. But a very easy trick, by the way, to kind of quickly get out of the trade is just to move your limit into the oncoming price, and then it's going to meet the best price possible and get you out. So, like you can see it on the chart here, that I came in here and got out here nicely, just totally nicely. So that was good. We got that trade back, more continuity to the downside, but again, proving very, very clearly and cleanly that the turn to trend, which is the resumption of the big trend and the small trend in the same direction, is a very, very easy thing. All right, Sandy says he made his goals for the day. Took the, okay. Yeah, nobody's paid. Nobody's paid. The purple candles are what we call the pull-away candles. These candles are so strong to the downside, they're not even touching the moving average, right? And these are great candles, by the way, for trading gold for single trade funding. I just don't have. We just don't have the Tradingview. Is anybody trading Tradingview? Is it working, guys? Should I give it a shot again? Let me give it a shot again. Let's see if it's doing anything constructive. I don't have any trade setups here, so it doesn't really matter. But let's see what NASDAQ wants to do. Well, actually, we have it set up in NASDAQ. Let me see if this is going to do my trade. White dot against a red sell-off. Let's see if it's going to do. It's back up for you. Yes, just done on a scalp and it worked. All right, cool. So we can go back to NASDAQ. Buy. All right, we're in. This is just a huge, huge move on NASDAQ. This is the only problem. Jesus Christ. I hate thinking. It looks like, shut up. It's fine. It's working. It's working. Come on, baby. Come on. Do me right. See, this is the only problem. The natural stop is so huge. I'm going to get out of this thing. The natural stop of this thing is just so huge. You basically have to assume 303, like a 60-point stop, a natural stop, just not worth it. Like honestly, these are trades I would not be taking myself. And the cool thing is, by the way, we actually have the capability in here to mark those trades on the volatility basis to kind of give us a warning. So I took this away, but if I color my volatility, yeah, you see how this is. See, and I want to color it at like, how many ticks do I want to do this? Let me think this through. I want 40, so it's 160. Yeah, these are big candles. Look at these fucking big candles. These are candles. I shouldn't have been trading these candles. These are just massively large candles. Too much. This is basically telling me that there's just too much risk in Nasdaq for the kind of trades that I want to do, right? So I shouldn't have been taking this trade. But by the way, this is a sell trade. 2 reds, 21 seconds. We're gonna sell this trade. 18 seconds left, because what we basically have is a green, red, red against the red slope, continuation of the move. Let's see if we can make this happen. 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're short this, and let's see if we can get a natural stop over here. Come on. And we're done. I love the trend to trade trend. Good job, everybody. We hit that trade. That trade is done. Now we're at session lows. Now we're jackhammering that trade. Anybody take that trade? So good to know that we have it's really funny. All the prop firms are on their Discords going, yeah, we're aware. Good job. Everybody nailed it. The parameters were to sell, Jay. They were just to sell. As I said, we're trading natural stops, natural targets, meaning it's completely organic to where the candles are. And I'm trying to take like basically half risk, sometimes third risk, meaning I'm taking $1 for every 3 that I'm risking, because I'm going for a high accuracy trade. This is, by the way, I could have easily taken this trade. I'm just yapping away. I'm not paying attention. But this is our classic jackhammer trade, where this thing is just breaking lows against the red dot. Should I take this one over here? This puts me to give myself full true field of play. I got to risk 50 points here, which is a lot of risk. I got to risk 50 points on this move. And you see now it's turning orange. It's just warning me this is a high volatility candle. Don't play it. Will it work? I think it almost certainly will work. It's just it's just really, really high volatility candle at this point that I don't necessarily want to trade. Gold is gold. Oh shit, we missed our gold moves. I was yapping away. We missed our gold. Gold had a great trade over here. Because we were negative gold, we could have taken this trade over here. Fuck. All right, let's stay on gold for a little while. That's a bummer. We could have had a really good trade. This would have been a $100 trade. Easily $100 trade. No. I always have stops. I have like my natural stops are like 200. They're 200 by 200. Like 200 stop, 200 target. They're just very, very wide stops, and then I compress them to the. I always trade with stops. You see me on the charts. Do you not see the charts that it has like a stop and a target every time I trade? It's just that I'm trading. I'm trading organically based upon where the natural stop should be. So I can't ahead of time tell you. Oh, what I can ahead of time tell me, or the ink tells me, is that something is just too big a move. Too volatile a move. Whenever it gets orange like this, it's too big, because in order for me to have a proper stop, I'd have to risk a huge amount of money. Okay, we gotta buy setup possible here. Buy dot in a negative trend, kind of a reversal trade. If it holds, we'll try to trade that if we can get it on gold. Stefan, I'm not concerned with ticks. I'm not concerned with how much I made on any given trade, because as you can see, I'm making 20, 30 trades in the hour they're trading. I'm trading very differently from what a lot of people do, which is one trade and they celebrate how they're how they're wonderful. I'm trying to trade for income. When you trade for income, you make money every hour. You make money every minute. You are not interested in whatever the fuck a single individual trade is. I'm not buying lottery tickets. I'm trying to get paid by the minute. Okay, I'm a pure mercenary. I'm just trying to be on the right side of the market, get paid, collect money, go forward. Okay, and then at the end of the day, I don't look at my ticks. I look at my gross P&L across all my accounts, which I expect all of them to be green, or at least 9 out of 10 of them to be green. That's my game plan. If you're interested in trading with me and understanding that, I'm happy to. Here's the link to my coaching. Go out there. We're going to do coaching tomorrow, so come join me. Love to have you there. Okay, we're at almost session lows on gold again. Trying to see if we're going to. This is the double bottom. Just like 5100 was the double top in Asia. Asia loves to run it up, and New York loves to gun it down. Right? That's really the pattern of gold. If you understand that pattern, you could almost just simply take all of our setups and trade that pattern all day long. But right now, we're going to see if we can trade a counter trend pattern here. Let's see if I'm not getting a white dot. This is a big move. Maybe on the next candle, we get a white dot. Wow, NAS has just crashed. Holy shit. I'm looking, NAS is just absolutely, NAS getting destroyed. So why is NAS getting destroyed, by the way? It's getting destroyed because AI is making all this software totally useless. This is what's really fascinating. Like the first victim of AI is actually software companies. So we have a reversal buy here in NASDAQ, 45 seconds. Again, I want to watch. Do you see how these huge these candles are? There's so much volatility here that I really have to give myself. I have to, just sort of say, do I want to risk this huge volatility? Because a natural stop here would be like 109. It'd be like 100. A natural stop is like 100 NASDAQ points, which is $200 per contract, which is a lot. I don't really necessarily, I don't know if I want to do that all day long here, but we will try to take this. I think I'm going to take this NAS trade because I think we can try to, all right, I'm in the trade. My natural stop, I got to move my stop all the way underneath here. That's not even the right stop. The right stop should be at the bottom, but let's see if we can, if we get this resolved here. We'll see. Yeah, this is why I hate trading NASDAQ, because it's just too big and too volatile right now. You see how it reverses? Ugh. Come on, come to Poppy. There we go. Finally got done. So again, not so much, and now I have a big burst up. And those of you guys who can hold for the large hit, you can absolutely, you could have actually gotten a lot more on it. My job is to show you the points of entry, right? Because there are guys in the room and ladies in the room that can trade those points of entry for much larger stops and larger targets than I do, because they have the patience. There are guys in the room right now who took this trade, took profit over here, and they're holding half the position, maybe at the stop here. And if this thing does a V shape, they're going to make $200. That's great. I mean, they're going to make 200 points, which is going to be like $2,000. That's great. If you're that one trade, I can make a fortune on, by holding the position on a V-shaped recovery. Good for you. That's your personality. You're doing very well. However, if that's not your personality and you're trying to do that, it becomes a sucker bet. That's all I'm saying. You got to know the setups. You got to know the personality. You got to adjust those setups to your personality. My personality scalps, takes quick trades. I leave 90 cents on the table. For every dime I make, I leave 90 cents on the table. I'm perfectly okay with it because I'm going to make tons and tons and tons of dimes. And those dimes add up to real dollars at the end of the day. But at least I know what I'm doing given my own, personality constraints. The much more important part, the really, really important part, is the entry conditions, right? If I give you great entry points, then you are golden as far as being able to take advantage of those entry points and really, really do well, right? So that's the whole key. The beautiful thing about dots is that the entry points are very, very clear, very, very obvious, and make it super easy to execute, right? So hopefully you guys took that turn trade on NAS. And here's gold, which I missed. I missed the turn trade. Here's the turn trade on gold, which I missed because we're doing NASDAQ, but it's fine. You could do only one instrument at a time. Good job, Chris. I'm glad you really, really liked it. Very, very nice. Email me. I saw there was a buy came in yesterday, but for some reason you didn't get a form, Tradingview form. So email me at contactbktraders.com and I will try to take care of it. Yeah, correct. That's a good way of describing it. Sometimes I'm targeting 50 ticks, sometimes I'm targeting 20 ticks, sometimes I'm targeting 70 ticks. It's all very organic to where I'm standing on the structure. Okay, just email me at contact BK Traders and I'll try to figure out what's going on there. All right, so what's the story here? Gold making a double bottom at the 5,000, right? Do we come back and return to the scene of the crime? We'll see. We'll trade it if it gives us that turn. NASDAQ, same kind of a thing. We made at least a single bottom at the 25,000, but is it going to return back to the scene of the crime? We'll see. If it turns back and it gives us red slope, two red candles, we're definitely going to trade it to the downside. Right now, we have nothing to do. We're just kind of waiting for the setup. Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here? Who's hanging out with us? We've had a lot of trades. We've had a really good amount of P&L. We traded both wealth charts, and what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to trade NASDAQ on wealth charts and gold on Tradingview as our basic structure. That makes it very, very easy for us to focus on each instrument and each thing. Hey, nice to have you. Where you from? Nice to have you, Eitan. Let us know where you guys are from. Okay, possible setup. Here we go. Negative trend, negative slope. I need 2 red candles, right? To give me indication that, and the natural stop is going to be around this high over here. So 43 seconds left. We're going to try and trade this this setup to the short side. Australia, man, it's very, very late in Australia. You're a true night out. $18 seconds. This candle is, if this candle turns green, it totally destroys our setup. So we need the candle to stay red in order for us to take the setup. All right. Short here. 33 ticks. Let's go over here. Let's go. And I'm against this move. Let's see if it can make. Come on. Ah, fuck. I really wanted like 40 ticks out of this move. There we go. And we got the 40 ticks. Nice job, everybody. Actually, I got a lot more. I got like 50 ticks out of that move. So this is the bread and butter setup, right? Monthly less say? What is that? What are you saying? Oh, hypothetical question. If you joined mentorship and traded 50K and followed your strategy to the T, what would be on the 50K account? They'd be 0, because the whole point of coaching is that you should never follow my strategy to the T. Okay? The whole point of coaching is you need to discover your own strategy within my rules, and then your returns can be whatever you make them to be. Okay? That's the idea of real trading versus bullshit trading. Okay? I can say, oh, if you do my dot strategy, you'll be like everybody else in my room who just collected this. Walter collected $40,000 just 2 weeks ago off my dot strategy. Would that be honest? No. It'd be completely dishonest because he took my strategy and made it. The whole point of trading is not for you to copy me like a monkey. The whole point of trading is for you to educate yourself, understand the system, and create your own creative way, personal way to execute that system that makes sense with your personality. So that's what I promise you. I don't promise you bullshit. We're in the no bullshit zone when we trade here. And that's why people, like hanging out and coaching with me, because everybody in coaching trades very differently, but very successfully with the tools that I give. My whole job is to give you the tools to kill it. And you can see, I don't know how many times I could show it, but I kill it 10 out of 11 times, 12 out of 13 times, 5 out of 5 days. It's not like you can't go back on video and see how many consecutive winning trades I make, right? That's the whole point. But the actual ratios, the structures, the ability to milk all those things, those are all really, really, really contingent on your type of trading. I said there are guys who will take this trade with me and literally hold it all the way up here on a V-shaped move, right? That's not me, but there are guys in the room that will do that. Everybody who's in coaching, feel free to chime in. Tell me if tell them if I'm saying something that you think is different. See, Clean Saba trades like a maniac. He's very close to kind of the way I trade, but he does different things. That's it, baby. We win with gold. My little Russian pop song, right? Should we play it a little bit here? We got nothing going on here. Let's play it.
Spinning on the screen, numbers flash then fold. Hey, hands up in the air, we're gonna win with gold. Hey!
watching NAS, by the way. So NAS is recovering. I can't talk over the girls. But if NAS gives me 2 reds, we're going to go short here, guys. Yeah, Taronix, email me, contact BK Traders, email me whatever you want to do. I suck at thumbnails. My job is to trade. I create trading tools and great trading strategies. I am the worst person at social media. I'm perfectly happy to take advice from people who have much better visual cues than I do. Ten seconds left. We're trading the NAS on this double red against this natural stop. If this kind of holds, all right. So this is my natural stop. And let's see if we get any kind of movement here on the mark on the move. Maybe not. NAS is a tough trade. NAS is just a really tough trade on the retest. But let's see if it gives me continuity. Just give me continuity. Thank you so much. Continuity taken. Nice, clean continuity trade. We're good to go. That's the money trade. That's the butter trade. Continuity done. Let's go back to the gold, see what gold is doing. Did I miss this whole move in gold? Or did we take it? I already forgot. Let me see. I already forgot. Did we take this move? Oh yeah, I took that move. Okay, I feel good. I would have been so pissed if I didn't take this move. Okay. All right. Buying gold. Buying gold against this natural stop on a bounce back. Let's see if this is going to work. We'll see. Not as strong a move as the move with the trend, but we're looking for the reversal bounce here. If you really want to give yourself breathing space, you would trade against the session lows, right? Which would be like around here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to eat this trade because this trade just doesn't seem to have lots of continuity. But let's see if this is a trade where the buyers are trying to make a stand. If they do, they're going to rip it higher for sure. But not, sometimes the first stand fails and you got to make a second stand or a third stand. So that's the whole point. I try to win 6 out of 7 times, which means that this is going to be the losing trade that I eat if it doesn't work, which is perfectly okay with me. But come on, run it. But this is a natural pivot of a, pivot point or pivot turn point for us. So we just have to see if the buyers have enough juice here to gun it back up. Doesn't look like it. We get a red dot. That means the sellers are going to start pressing it to the lows. So we'll see. Let me just look at NASDAQ, see what NASDAQ is doing with itself. NASDAQ is in chop mode, so there really isn't anything of interest for us here. Although NASDAQ may be resuming its move to the downside here. Still more selling pressure. I get a second, 2 step. Now we got stopped out on this on the thing, as I told you, and that was the reason why I'm glad I didn't hold it. So now actually we have a very legitimate sell signal. 9 seconds left. Huge candle. Lots of vol. But this is session lows. They really broke the session lows. You got to stay with the shorts here, because now the shorts really control the game. So I'm going to see if we can try and capitalize on this move here. All right. I added one more unit to this trade against this stop. So either this is going to be a pure V-shaped move and I'm going to get completely blown, or they're going to bring it back into this field of play. So we'll see. This seems to be a very tough trade for me, but I'm going to stay at my natural stop over here. If they blow me out of the water, they blow me out of the water, still with absolutely reasonable control. In other words, none of this is going to threaten my account, but it's going to sting. I won't lie that if this thing hits me, it's going to sting me for like $400 on this particular account. But notice that I'm basically trading this one account. I'm not distributing my big risk to lots of different accounts. So if the worst case scenario is that I'm going to sacrifice one guy against the 10 that are operating positively here because the vol is so huge here. But this is a very, very big field of play. They took it all the way down. I needed to I thought they would have more continuity at the bottom. They didn't. I wanted to average out a little bit, and we'll see if they're going to try to bring it back down to session lows. I was good. And I held on just to kind of show you that, yes, sometimes I actually do have a modicum of discipline, just to kind of, describe to you what it took. Now, by the way, gold is probably going to go even further low and hit few session lows. But if you're going to trade gold, this is another reason why you can only trade it with such small sizes, because you have to absorb so much negative move. Like if I got blown out over here, it would have been a minus 500 on the account. As is, I was able to make about $1.10 on this move. Not great, but now this brings this account pretty much to very close to break even on this one. Remember, I'm only doing this on. I'm assuming this kind of risk only on just one account. But you can see the volatility is just brutal, and you have to be very, very patient. And I really don't like to average into a trade, but when the point is, in a proper way, I should have never taken this trade, right? This was way too big for my risk, but I'm trying to show you trades. I'm trying to show you how these trades evolve, and also what happens when you are in this kind of a situation. What would be the intelligent thing to do? So in this kind of situation where you have huge amount of volatility against you, it does help you to average out your position. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little thrill, because it's you gotta have a little bit of stubbornness to hold on to this. Now, what happens next? Here's where, so we've basically double bottomed on gold, right? And here's where it gets interesting, because now we can see if we can get a reversal trade going. If we can get a reversal dot trade going here the other way. Do I get a green dot trade in the next candle or two? Because that one would play pretty well. This, as long as we don't really drill much further beyond the lows here, I think we would have a reasonable chance for a bottom here. So one of the things, you guys want to have fun, this is actually the perfect time to do this. Let's do, no, sorry, I want to go trade evade. Sorry. I'm going to show you how we're going to do the straddle. Because gold is so volatile, right? Gold is so volatile. We have these two accounts on the bottom here that we're going to do. Yeah, I'm just going to do this right now. This is crazy. I'm going to sell this. Shit. Hang on. I got to set this up. Fuck. 68. All right. So this is 68 on this one. We're going to sell and we're going to buy at the same time. And I'm going to buy 77 target. Watch this thing. Watch how fast the numbers move here. Watch how fast the numbers move. Let's see if we can get hit on almost. There we go. See this one? That got funded. And this one I could actually exit. That doesn't matter. I didn't even get a chance. So this one burnt, this one funded. That's the power of gold when you have huge volatility candles. You see this, when you had this big yellow volatility candle, there was only two things was going to happen. It was either going to just continue in its direction for 7 points or reverse. And when you're doing a straddle trade at this very cheap prices, it's the easiest way to get funded. So like now I just added another funded account to my staple. That's the thing you can do with Apex that you can't do with any other firm, which is really nice. They're basically very lax on letting you do this against the Trade of 8 platform. And then now you really don't have to work very hard in getting the funded account, right? And you can do this a couple of times. And that's how you could get all the funded. You could, the other thing that I like to do is sometimes I'll just simply do unidirectional move. If I have a very strong view of, price, like, a turn to trend trade like this over here. Where am I? Where can I can't even find it. Like this trade over here. This trade over here, I will do with two big contracts. This is the structure here is I either win or die. One trade, win or die. And you can see that, it took like a whopping 12 seconds to win or die and get funded. Anybody straddle with me today on these trades? We'll do more of those in Asia tonight. But I wanted to show you how you could use the straddle to get funded. Anybody get done on that? Nobody straddled with me today. So gold really breaking down now, right? That whole big move up now is really down, and now we as far from the funded point of view, let me just make sure that I get back to my funded accounts. Which account is this that I want to trade? It's the 53 account. Oh no, it's the, wait, hold on. It's the 54. Okay, so I'm on the correct one. So just to show you. So you see, these two are funded. This one I funded last night unidirectionally, just betting one side of the market, 77 ticks, two big contracts, and that got done. So hopefully you guys have fun on this. I'm going to take this off. Oh, hang on. Do we have a trade? Oh, I thought we had a trade here. Let's see what NASDAQ is doing. NASDAQ would have also given us very nice continuity trades here, but it's just much slower, much calmer, much easier trade. Straddle is when you buy one side and sell the other side. Yes, you're going to go long and short, which you can't do. You can't do this in funded accounts, and you can't do this in any other prop firm. But you can do this with with under very qualified conditions. You have to use Tradingview account, not wealth charts, and you can do it. Wow, the thing is, this is a great trade if you're a momentum trader. We're just killing session lows. But as you can see, at any given time, the reason why I don't take these trades is because at any given time we could have a V-shaped bottom. And to trade this, I have to absorb a massive amount of risk. Like if I'm wrong, I'm going to be like $50, not 50 ticks, 50,000 ticks against me. And I just don't want to absorb that kind of because my natural stop would be like over here. If you're looking at 408 to 433, like $40 of stops, that's too big. I only want to give myself like a $20 stop as the big move. So what I'm doing now is just waiting patiently until I get some kind of a bottoming signal and a little bit of a pivot point, and then try to trade that. But this has been just a massive. But this is the kind of stuff we absolutely love. The wider the two moving averages are, the greater the structures, the better it is. Okay, 8 seconds left. I'm getting a white dot, big candle, but we're going to give it a shot here as to see if this is a pivot move up. Already got a bad fill. All right, we're going to stay underneath here. We'll see if this is gonna play itself out. No. This buy is just not going to work. Maybe it will. Oh, wow. That was a big move, and then it just kind of died out. You know what? I'm just going to blow myself out of this trade. Too much risk. I was looking for it to do continuity. It actually will do probably continuity now, but this huge retrace spooked me out a little bit. So it's fine. I flattened out. It's not the end of the world. There'll be better, lower risk trades in the next 5-10 minutes. We'll just we'll fixate on that. You see how in this environment, even when you're trying to control risk at just even 1 micro, the ranges are so huge that sometimes you have to stand back. There's just no trades, not because there aren't trades, but because they're just too big a volatility or too big a risk for the account you have. And that goes back to the original point. Somebody asked me, what's the best, what's the proper risk reward ratio? The proper risk reward ratio is to trade the absolute minimum size you can to survive. That's what it comes down to. And sometimes the market is just so big and so volatile that under the constraints that you have, under the account that you have, you don't even have the room to trade it. You have to just wait until the market calms down a little bit, so you could pick your spots with reasonable risk. That's something I bet you very few people ever tell you. So I'm watching to talk about sort of smaller risk. Imagine this thing actually gives me a white dot, a buy dot here. That would be, it's still a huge candle. Jesus, it's just like there's just no, wow. Look at this. The volatility is just too big here, just too big. We have to go to NASDAQ, and See, the NASDAQ turn trade here would have been okay. We actually, we can actually do that. Let's go see if we can buy it. No, it's still too big, but not as big as, not as big. Here we go. Come on, there we go. NASDAQ worked nicely. This is actually, God, man, all these guys are just such huge. 28 against, holy shit, that's a 100-point candle. Even NASDAQ looks, is enormous. So kind of a takeaway today is even when you have the setups, you got to make sure that you have the risk parameters to trade them. Because the name of the game is to survive in the account, right? All right, let's see if we get a couple more New York Open session setups. So what's the story here? NAS holds the 25,000 on a double bottom, right? Gold does not hold the 5,000, getting destroyed here, but now starting to to V-shape. So gold with me now, the trade that I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to return back to the downtrend. So we have this big V-shape. We've had a huge sell-off, right? Natural for us to come back maybe around the 980, 990 level. If it starts to stall there and starts to create selling conditions under our setup, that's going to hopefully give us a good opportunity, a high quality opportunity for a short. What's S&P? What is S&P? Oh, S&P 500. Yeah, just it works perfectly well now. We just we can only focus on one or two instruments at a time. As a matter of fact, really realistically, you only want to focus on one. It's you can trade the YM, you can do a million different things. It's just a question of where your focus is. If you're scalping, where we're just really zoned in and we're looking for the next 1 minute trade. I mean, look at how many trades I did here with you guys just in like 10 minutes. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that was just in gold. There was trades in NASDAQ that we did as well, right? So when you are that kind of intense trading, you want to just focus on one or two instruments. The key thing that is so important to understand, and this is what I love, as I said, volatility creates reaction, right? That's what we trade. We just, what we're looking for is movement, because movement is going to create counter movement. And both of those, the movement down, the counter movement up, both of those create really great opportunities for profit, right? The only issue here is these volatilities are so huge that you kind of have to say to yourself, do I want to risk $300 to find out if I'm right. You actually, frankly, should. I think you sort of maybe the thing that I need to kind of come to grips with, because it's just the markets are so incredibly wide, is that you sort of have to just trade one micro with a $30 stop and a $10 target to kind of absorb a lot of these moves, because these moves are just, they went from being $2 moves to $10 moves to $20 moves to like $50 moves. They're just such huge moves that you have to readjust your expectations of what you can make, both on the profit side and on the take loss on the loss side. Because this was, like, let's say this was a 37 against 7. It was a $30 target, but it went 37 to 67. It went $30 my way. You just have to have that imagination, the ability to think that it's really, at this point, these are the ranges that the thing is trading, which is just enormous, absolutely enormous. Oh, we have a little bit of a sell condition in NAS against this natural stop. I'm going to put this over here, see if we can do, it's basically a turn to trend trade. So we're negative trend, double sell candles. Let's see if this is going to complete itself for us. There we go. And it completes up. Like, that trade is just a money trade. I can repeat it for you guys 1,000 times, and you see how good a money trade that is, right? I'm actually trying to see if we're going to get the same kind of trade in gold, where it starts turning red. We come back and test it out. Yeah, a lot of people like to trade the YM really well. It's just, we only have a limited amount of attention span, but I know guys that trade YM on this thing really well. It's the same. The strategy applies to any instrument. It's all about action, reaction, counteraction. That's how all prices move. And the key thing that the indicator helps us do is isolate those points in the price action when we have the highest probability for the for the move, whether it be turn or trend, right? Gloria says that you traded YM for 624 ticks. Really nice. In RTY. Good. Those are obviously much lower tick products. But we did a lot of good trades today. I think I only really got clipped on one, maybe two negative trades. But everything else, I stopped counts. It's okay, Terunix. Thank you for your thumbnails. It's okay. Thank you for your time. What was I going to say? I stopped counting at where at how many trades we did today. But I think we probably did about 13 out of 15. Anybody keeping count is fine. The idea is it doesn't even matter how many wins or losses. The idea is for me to show you the 3 key setups, which is the trend setup, which is like, I'm trading in trend when it resumes trend, or it should be called trend resumption. I guess resume trend setup is the right description for it, which is what's happening right now as we are looking at it. Here we go. As long as I just need this slope to start turning red. If the slope doesn't turn red, then we don't have a resume to trend. So we can watch this and see if anything happens in gold. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's resuming trend yet, right? The reversal setup, which is when we have huge session lows and we get the white dot, or huge session highs, we get the green dot or the red dot. And then we have just a pure momentum trade where we're just blowing through session highs or through session lows. Everybody clear on everything I said? I'm waiting patiently here for gold is going to be, hopefully, we'll see. This will probably be our last trade of the day. NAS is angling for session lows. Let's see if NAS wants to break the 25. NAS breaks the 25,000. That's going to be huge. It's going to trigger lots and lots of stops. Oh, sorry. Let's go look at gold. Guys, give me a +1 if you like the session today. As crazy as it was. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know everybody's watching charts. That's why you're all so quiet. But thank you. I'm glad you guys really enjoyed it. See, no trade. No setup, no trade, which is great because this would have been all false trips. You would have been tripping yourself into a false trade on gold right now until, what's really going on here? We had the huge sell-off. The buyers brought it back. They're consolidating. And they're trying to see, if the sellers have nothing left, the buyers are going to try to push it back up to 5,000, right? So great. And then we just let it go at that point. See how NAS is doing. NAS would have been actually, and we missed this turn trade because we could have taken this. This is a green dot near session lows, right? 72 to, yeah, this would have been a really nice move here. We could have taken this trade. But now the other thing that I constantly have to battle myself with is I'm even 5 seconds late to the trade, don't do the trade, right? And I'm always like, oh, is there still juice left in it? There's no juice left in it. All you're doing is assuming unnecessary risk. It's the impatience of missing a trade, which in many ways is got me into more troubles than the impatience of entering a trade too early, right? That impatience of already missed trade is a very dangerous thing to do. So I'm just warning you. Okay, nothing on NAS. Is gold. Okay, gold. I'm still not giving us a signal because we don't have the slope, right? Here's the slope finally turning, barely turning red. Not really. Not really. Not good enough. Not good enough for me to want to get short gold here. So we're chopping and coming up to the end of the session, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to get another trade off of you guys, but that's fine. If there's no trade, we don't take a trade. No need to to run. By the way, look at this. You know, if you look at the volatility markers, look at how volatile this move was and how now we're really calmed down. That's another great thing about the indicator is you can just see, okay, if it's super, super turbulent, maybe I'm not, maybe I don't trade it. Maybe I just simply maybe I skipped this hour, even though it could have been very, very profitable, because I don't need to put myself in the middle of a hurricane. And then I can trade the next hour when it's a little bit calmer and my risk parameters, which are always established by where the chart points are much more reasonable, right? It's another really, really cool thing about the indicator that you could do. It just tells you, you know, danger zone or non-danger zone. And you can just trade it, you know, trade it without it, you know, trade outside of those zones. Although today, if you're looking at gold, there was very few opportunities for a non-danger zone trades. All right, we're finally starting to turn a little bit red, like actually red. The slope gets red. The key thing is the slope. We start if the short-term angle starts to go down, we want to be on that. We want to be on that angle. We want to ride that angle down. You know, just like a surfer. All right, second candle. If it stays, that's our signal against this natural stop. So this will be the 73s. We're going to be coming in here and try and trade this out. 42 seconds left. All right, short here. Going to move in here for a quick move, and we have to actually move all the way back here for our natural stop. And I will have to probably absorb a second trade here. If we get up to the 54s, I'm gonna even myself out because I'm gonna make the assumption that this is the field of play that I got to play with. It's a big, big field of play. So we're gonna go to 54s and leave our trade out there and see if we can put our stops underneath here. Yeah, the best time to trade both NASDAQ and gold is like 8 to 11 New York. Those are the high volatility hours. After that, things generally tend to calm down, although not always. And, you know, we have to see. Oh, boom, and we got done without the secondary thing. Last trade of the day. Very nice, guys. That was a 50-point trade. Very nice. Hope you guys really had a good time with it. And actually, it was a 60-point trade. Nice. And I hope you guys took it. The money trade pays again. I can't tell you how many times it, you know, paid out today, but it paid out a lot. So come on. That was a pretty good session. We got funded. We managed to really, really show you the great money trades. We made money in NASDAQ all the way across the board. And, you know, we're in good shape, right? I think, let me see, where's my broker portfolio? Yeah, we're all green. Just a tiny little red over here, but all green every here, which is good. That's good. So we're in good shape. Okay, tonight, you guys want to trade with me tonight? We're going to very rare futures trading in Asia. So it should be a lot of fun. We're going to trade Apex. Remember, last day of Apex, stock up on the accounts. I'm going to try and go to full 20 funded. I think I'm at 17. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go crazy in Asia and try to get my 3 other accounts funded. So we're going to go full 20 funded in Asia. That's going to be the topic of the trade. Okay. And then we'll just trade all funded going forward. I'll tap myself out. All right. Thank you guys. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you guys really enjoyed the session. It was really a lot of fun. I will see everybody 7 o'clock. I'm going to post that up in just a little bit on the YouTube channel. Thanks again. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.